Hello, welcome to a tips and trick video. Yes, if you follow my channel long enough over the past many years, there's one word that I use often, very often in many videos. I'm guessing that some people have already guessed what that word is. Patience. Yes, practice patience is probably one of the most important thing to do in this hobby. It's a useful word in almost every aspect of life, okay? Not just this hobby, but because we are talking about comic books here, let's just focus on just comic books and patience. There is nothing worse than being impatient in this hobby. We have seen this many times. Many people have broke this rule. Many people have watched videos of other YouTubers and then ran out and pay up. Yes, I said it, pay up to buy something that they think they need to have. Okay, that's the worst thing that you can do. There's nothing wrong with watching a video. There's nothing wrong with agreeing that that book may have potential, but it's also silly, yes, I said it, silly, to go running to eBay and buy a copy right away. Why? If you're lucky and you are one of the early one to buy something before it rises even higher, are you smart enough to let it go before it come back down? That's the thing. A lot of people that buy things have a really hard time selling things. So it defeats the purpose. If a book was a $5 book before the hypes blown it up, okay? So let's say if a book was $5 and then the movie hype, the TV hypes, or whatever hypes that are out there push the book right away to say $50, and you're lucky enough to jump on eBay and grab a copy right away for $35. Are you smart enough to sell it if it get to 60, 70, or 100? Or you're just gonna sit there, hold on to the book, grin ear to ear, and say to yourself, I got lucky, and then only to see that book come down to $10 6 months later when the hype is gone? That's the thing, okay? Are you quick enough and smart enough to be the one that bought it on the way up, sell it on the way higher, get out, pocket your profit? Or are you the type that chase it up, pay slightly under market value at the time, watch it go higher, did nothing, and watch it come all the way down and end up losing money? Which kind of collector are you? So for me, that's a tough game. It's a tough game to try to get in before the peak and get out before the crash. Very tough game. I'm not good with that. Not good at all. So for me, the word patience is when, what I do, I wait until the mania is over, and when it's come down, if it's a book that I want, then I buy it as it crash. Okay, there are plenty of books that I would love to have for my collection that I don't have, but once the movie hype came out and it shot up, there's no way am I buying that book. Okay, I didn't own it before, and it's definitely no reason for me to own it right now because there are hypes and people pumping it. Okay? So for me, it's best to practice patience, do nothing, and let the book settle down 3 months, 6 months, sometime a year. Is that so bad? All of us in this hobby have tons of books. For most of us, have a lot of books that we're chasing after. A lot. So ignoring one or two or three is not a big deal. And, I rarely understand those that must have something. If that's the only book you're chasing, yeah. But for most people in this hobby, they're looking for a lot of books, not just one book or two. So if a book is too hot, lay off it. Sit on your hand. Do nothing. Practice patience. Because when it's settled down, and it will, especially on villain, okay? I can't stress enough about villain. You don't ever chase a villain book. Nonsense, okay? Perfect example, let me show you. I had a chance to buy this book when the news came out. Well, I did not have this book. It's not an important book in my collection. I would love to have it for my Thor run. But if I see a decent book for a decent price, I could grab it. But over the years, nothing really caught my eye. And then when the movie news came out, and this book shot up, I had a chance to buy a book that was slightly under market value with potential to run up. But I know, we all know, it's a villain. Whatever heat that this book will have is going to dissipate quickly, right? So I had a chance to buy a book. The book was not in good condition. I returned the book. No big deal, no loss. And I sat on it, do nothing. The movie came out, and then across the book cool off. It's often the book doesn't really crash all the way down to the pre-hype level. Okay, so a lot of books don't do that. Some does, especially the books that are in abundance. For example, Apocalypse. That book has crashed to pre-hype level, pre-movie level, because there are so many copies out there in high grade. It's no big deal. Nobody cares. Everybody owns a copy, okay? But for many Silver Age books where supplies are not as abundant, a lot of time the book will come down in value, but it doesn't come down to pre-hype, pre-movie value. So it's in my example. In this example, I sat on it, and recently I picked up a copy for cheap. There you go. 102. This one is about a 5, okay? It's not uber high grade. It's a mid-grade book, maybe 5.5. Could it be a 6? But I say at least I'm pretty okay with 5.5, but I got it for cheap. By cheap, I mean less than $100. I'm okay with that. There's nothing wrong with sitting on your hands and do nothing. When it comes down to practicing patience, it's about having some discipline. Yes, that word, that ugly word, discipline. Most of us lack discipline. Yes, discipline and patience go hand in hand. And for those of us that are impatient, we're also not disciplined. So yes, it go hands in hand. But my best advice, my tips on how to practice some patience is don't have a hard rule. Like me, I have a hard rule. I'm not chasing anything because of the movie. Once the movie news come out on something, it's over. That book is off the must-have list, got to have. It's off the list, the wish list. If I have a wish list of books that I want to have, as soon as that news broke and that book is hot, it's off the list. That's my hard rule, okay? It's off the list until it cool off. It could be 6 months, it could be a year, no big deal. I'm not leaving the hobby in 6 months or a year, so guess what? I can wait. Just like this book, I can wait. I can wait a year, okay? Nothing wrong with waiting a year to get something like this for under $100. I think it's more like $87 or something like that. So yeah, can you get an 8.5, a 5.5 slab for $85? I don't think so. But that's how, you know, I do it. You know, my advice to people is set up some kind of parameters for yourself on how you choose a book. You know, for me, it's easy. Once a book turns hot because of movies or TV hype, it's off my list. It is off unless I find it in the wild for cheap. That's a different story. Nobody's saying that, hey, you know, if this book popped up anywhere for me to buy for $87 a year ago, I would buy it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I would have. So it's not as if like I'm saying, took it off your list, don't even look for that book. I still look, but unless it is dirt cheap in the wild, I'm not buying anything. I'm not buying any listing on eBay that have the movie hype in the listing, okay? Because that's what people are looking for. I chuckle at the advertisement that people put on the listing. Movies coming, hot books, hot. I see one of those in the listing, I'm avoiding that listing because guess what? Every sucker that are chasing that book is chasing that listing. I go for the listing that are just simple. Journey to Mystery 102. Okay, that's it. No hype. The listing had nothing like movies coming, characters in the movie, blah blah blah. No, it's just the best tip I can give you is, that's another tip. You get 2 for 1 in this video. Is when you go on eBay, look for unassuming listing without the hypes. Okay, because a lot of time, a lot of people miss those. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.